Hey guys, welcome back to Lynch's Garage. Seems like it's been like months or something. I think it was just last Friday though. Anyway, you know what? I gotta have one of these. I'll just take my time pouring it. If you want to go get your drink, could be anything. Could be a gin. It could be a rum. It could be a margarita. Uh, could be just a Diet Coke. Could be a coffee. I don't know. I don't know what you're drinking. Could be a nice glass of red wine. Could be white wine. But I don't know. There's just the options are endless. But Connemara. And I was gonna say, if you haven't jumped onto the channel, just go ahead, jump on the channel. That way you won't miss anything. I mean, you can join up on the channel, and you don't have to say who you are. You can keep that option hidden in your profile if you don't want to be known, whatever. So you can do that. But if you want to be known, just make it known. It doesn't matter to me, but the more the merrier. As I suspect this summer is going to be heating up. There's going to be lots of stuff on the channel. Cheers. Wow. The taste of peat. I might go for 2 shots of this before I crack a Guinness. Yeah. Hope everybody got through the week. We're all still here, so that's a good sign. Yeah. I was going to say some stories here from the 90s. Tail end of the 90s, 90, like 94, 95, and into the moving up into the 2000s. Let's have a look in the book here. See what kind of notes I got. Well, we're here on a dark, well, it's almost dark, rainy Friday night. Kind of cold for the end of, or the 1st of May, but well, that's where we're at. Tomorrow's supposed to be pretty good, though. Saturday. It's supposed to be good. Let me try to get this straight here. Okay, we're going to go back to 1992. I'm still at Philips Mobile Radio. And it was I believe it was like I think it was like a Friday night, if I remember right. So I get a call around, and it's like tonight, dark, rainy, crappy night, and it's like early April, I think. And I get a call. There's a Mux channel or something like that is gone for the fire department, and guess where it is? Way out the fucking rear Boysdale, Cape Breton. So I have to travel from Dartmouth to rear Boysdale and fucking shitty rainy weather because we had to go when we got the call. So I called up my nephew, Dave Rhino. He was staying at my mom's place. I said, "Do you want to go, or I'm going on a trip up to Cape Breton, Sydney area. We're gonna probably have to stay overnight, and then drive back in the morning." He said, "Yeah." He said he'd go. So I had the van already at home, so I went and picked up Dave, and off we went. Must have been a little bit after 6 o'clock by the time we hit the highway. We had to stop into Shubenacadie Wildlife Park, because that's where Shubenacadie dispatch there. They have a shed there that carry a bunch of spare parts, and I needed a couple of MUX cards, channel cards for the I believe it was like it was either a UHF link or it was a microwave, part of the microwave system, which I wasn't very familiar with. Anyway, I picked up a few spare cards and away we went. So we got there, I don't know, probably 9, I think it was like 9:30 at night. We got to the site, rear Boysdale site, opened it up. I think I had to call one of the senior techs that knew about microwave and links and all that. But I had the part, so he told me, what to do, shut it down, swap the card, boom, check some levels, boom. Yeah, we got it up and running. Didn't take too long. So off we went to Sydney from there. I can't remember how far that was. Rear Boysdale to Sydney to stay overnight. Probably only half hour or 45 minutes or something like that. So we stayed at the Castle Inn. Now this was an old hotel that was on the downslide. They're getting ready to tear the sucker down. But we stayed there, and I think we picked up a couple beers, some beers for the room, stuff like that. So we were looking in the phone book, man. We got to get something to eat. Let's get some donaires. Let's get some freaking donaires, man. And that's what we did. We ordered donaires from, can't remember the name of the shop. So knock, 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 knock on the door of our room. Open it up. Buddy's got a big bag, 2 big ass donaires in there. Decent. Give him the money. Away he goes. We get the donaires in there on the round table in the room. We open them up like that, and sipping our beer, and open them all up like that. And then we looked inside. The pita bread was all like minced fucking hamburger. and it was all like you could pick it up and it would just pour out like soup. It wasn't donaires, man. That wasn't donaires. We called it, I wrote a song about it, Weird Boysdale song. It was called Spice Livered Dog Food, is what I called it. You have to go back in my Instagram songs and find Weird Boysdale song. That was terrible, man. I think I only ate the pita bread. I ate the pita bread. Oh, man, that was disgusting. Donaire. That wasn't even classified donaire. Yeah, so that was something. So let's move a little farther. That's 92, yeah. Had to be. Another thing happened in 92. October of 1992, I sold the TR6. I was trying to find some pictures tonight, and I ripped through every damn album, everything I could find here. If I do find them, I will show you, but I had both back fenders peeled off it. They sort of bolt from the backside. On the TR6, you can unbolt the fenders. Both back fenders off. I did take the front TR6 emblem, that chrome thing that sits in the center of the grill. I took that off and I took it down to the chrome shop off of Wright Avenue. And there's still a chrome company there. I looked it up today. And I had it chromed. I thought, this will be the first piece. I'm going to start right at the front, work to the back. So I had it chromed. And they did a decent job. And I put a brand new decal on it, TR6. And that was $45 just to chrome that back in 1992. That'd be like, I don't know, $150 today or something. I don't know. I thought, no way I can afford to restore this car, man. Not on my wage, and paying a mortgage and just getting into a house. So I listed it on probably in the Mail Star, or just on the paper back in those days. And a guy from the Valley Mr. Newcomb, he's from down the valley. He was a shop teacher at one of the schools down there, and he was more than happy to buy that. And I sold it to him for $1,800. He just couldn't believe it. I showed him the part on the frame that was, that I had to have welded, and I said, "You'll have to look at that." And he goes, "Oh, we'll be taking the whole body off it and going over and cleaning the frame up and all that." I said, "That's good." I said, "The motor's solid. The motor works great. Transmission's good and all that. Rear end's good." So yeah, he took it, and so that was $1,800. I socked away. That's my fund to buy the Sportster that I had planned. So I had $1,800, but so summer 1993 came around, and Barb's mom wanted her house painted. That's pretty big house for a bungalow. It's quite a long bungalow and wide. 24 Windhome Avenue in Dartmouth, and I painted it because she supplied all the paint, all the brushes, everything, and she was going to give me $1,000 to do that. I thought, there's another 1,000 to go toward the sporty. So there I am, fucking painting her on a nice hot summer day. I could hear in the distance, I could hear Harley ripping by. I could hear the exhaust note of Harley Davidson's. I thought, I'm getting one. I'm going to get one soon. I'm painting. So I get to, if you're looking at the front of the house, the left side, I was painting that one day. And it was just a little bit, well, after supper, the fog rolled in. And this is oil-based paint I'm using, So I get up in the morning, I get out and look in the house over, and I look at the side, that side, it's all gone chalk white, man. It's all gone. Because the fog fucked everything up, clouded it all up. I had to do the whole damn side over again. Anyway, it's all good. So with the 1,800 and then the 1,000, that's 2,800. Then I had to go get a loan from TD, I believe it was, for $4,200 because the Sportster probably was more than 4,200 because the Sportster was 7,000. So you got the extra payments and all that stuff. So it's probably more than 4,200 paying back. It's probably more like 6,000 paying back over the course of 5 years. I think I still remember the payment. I think it was like $210 a month. Yeah, $210 a month for 5 years. Yeah, to buy that sporty. In April of 1994, I bought it. Yeah, and I told my dad. My dad was on his deathbed in January. Maybe I told him January 15th or something like that. He passed January 22nd, 1994. January 15th, I showed him pictures of the sporty. I said, this is the one I'm buying. This is one I'm getting in April. I already put the $1,000 down on it. I think I put that down in October the previous year, 93. He goes, "Ronnie," he said, "you're not Bruce Springsteen. You can't afford that." I said, "I'm gonna do it. Somehow I'm gonna do it." I said, "I gotta get it." And I did get it. So yeah, and when I was in there getting it, get this now. I'm just looking it over. I'm gonna pick it up in a couple of days, or I made the final purchase, I believe, and one of these techs, or he was half sales, half tech. Can't even remember his name. Anyway, he said, "Oh, you getting a skirt with that one too?" And I looked at him. "You fucking asshole, a skirt." I'm thinking, where do you got the money? Do you have the money to drop $7,000 on a Harley? I don't think so. He didn't have no Harley, right? So there you go, right? I didn't give a fuck what people said. I kept that bike for 23 years, and it was one of the best times I've ever had on a motorized vehicle unit. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And then I thought, Wayne said, they got to give you something. I said, what do you mean? Well, they got to give you a t-shirt or something. Just dropped money on, bought a bike. I said, I don't know. So Wayne goes over, talks to some of the head dudes there and said, listen, give him a sweatshirt or something, man. Throw something. Throw him a bone. So he just dropped $7,000 on a new bike. And they said, okay. And that's how I got that sweatshirt with the big Harley Davidson logo on it. It says Dartmouth on the back. Dartmouth Harley Davidson. That's how I got it, because Wayne pushed the owners there to do that, and I got it. I thank him for that. I still wear that shirt, mostly at night. Just at night when I'm hanging around here, I wear that sweater, and it still looks, other than being a little worn at the ends and a little tattered around the neck, it's still got all its color to it, man. It's awesome. Let me check this goddamn recording machine here. Yeah, she's all right. She's all right. You guys get your drink yet? I hope so. Yeah, me and Bruce might be going to Old Iron swap meet tomorrow down in the middle of Dartmouth, somewhere's in between Pine Street and Maple Street. Yeah, they're gonna be like car parts, motorcycle parts, all kinds of stuff, man. I've never been to that one, but that's been going on for a number of years. And yeah, I scoped it out. Yesterday. Seen it's quite a big parking lot, so should be able to get in there and have a look around, film some stuff. Who knows? I might even buy something if I see something cool. Yeah. So where else are we here, people? So now let's get we got covered all that. So I guess go back to my interview, sort of at the Tim Hortons in Bears Lake for Down East mobility job, doing all the Motorola contracts and stuff like that. Now, Danny asked me, he said, we want you to be the supervisor, like super tech, the supervisor tech or whatever. I said, nah. I said, Ray's like, I don't know, Ray would have been 10 years older than me, maybe even 15. I don't know. I said, he's got more experience, and yeah, just give it to him, I said. He goes, okay. But what happened, Ray was super for about 6 months at the shop. And then Danny and him got into a real pissing match, a fight. And one day I'm just sitting at I'm sitting on the bench working on, I don't know what, casino taxis. We do commercial stuff too. Casino taxis, Mobicom 70 or something, like a Motorola. The thing was this friggin' big, went in the trunk, big radio, right? And I'm working on it. And then Danny walks up, he goes, Ron, Ray's not supervisor now. You're the supervisor. Okay. Oh, that was a drop one on me there, I guess. Whatever. I didn't get any more money for it, but I'm the supervisor. So yeah. So I guess after that, Ray fucked off. He went back. He packed up his shit. He said, I'm going back to Phillips. Well, it's not Phillips anymore. It's owned by Brian Stevens out of New Brunswick. So he put his tail between his legs and he went back. And I think they hired him for less money. They knew he had to have a job. So I think they dropped his wage so he could go back, right? Anyway, I wasn't going back. And also I say probably 2002, possibly moving into 2003. I heard that Terry, yeah, old Terry, he was doing sales for Brian Stevens. He was doing like repair work, and then when his downtime, he had to prove that he went to, made contact with different companies, and he was doing sales, like trying to get contracts for radio business. Yeah, he didn't like that. no, no tech would like that, but that's what he was doing. Yeah, before he got hired in his next job, which I had something to do with. Yeah, we'll get into that another time. So, yeah, let's have another shot of this. Hope you guys are getting your drink and all that stuff. I just got to go for another one of these, people. Man. Yep. Can't go wrong with the Connemara. So, pour a little bit in there. They're not going to go right to the top, but I still got lots left. 3/4. I only have them on these Friday nights, so that'll make it last a little while. Yeah, that'll make it last. So, yeah, I hope this summer is going to be good for everyone. Cheers. Thanks for dropping in, spending some time with me. Listen to my old stories. I guess some people, or a lot of people, say that when you pass on, life flashes before your eyes. You see every moment of your whole life. Well, I'm just doing like a little Cole's notes of this. I'm doing it now. A sort of Russian, like I used to in school, in elementary school, where the teachers used to say, Ronnie rushes through his work and continues to disturb the class. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just giving some highlights of some of the vehicles and the fun I had with them and the bad times I had with them and the times I had with people and with companies and the whole gamut, right? That's all I'm doing. I'm just going through what I can remember, the high points, the low points, whatever. And you guys, you think back, you can think of all your times too, right? Same thing. Same thing. Okay, what do we got now? I'm really relaxed now, man. This is good. I don't need no painkillers. I don't need no painkillers. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. So, I think it had to be around 1997. I'm still at Down East because I stayed there for 5 years from 1995. 97, and I believe it was April, early April. And there's a sales dude, and he's putting in some. It's not well, it's maybe it is UHF. He's putting in a low band, actually a really low band. So it's not VHF, UHF. It's low band. I think it was for truckers and stuff like that. For long range, the communication would go long range with that, right? And I don't know what it would have been. 53 meg, 54 meg, 60 meg. I don't know. Anyway, it's long range transmissions. Anyway, we had to put a unit up there at the Nutby radio tower in Churro. It's quite that hill was steep as fuck. That was way up, man. Anyway, so the sales guy, what's his name? McPhail. And his appropriate name because he thought he was going to get up that hill covered with snow and ice. He had a Civic. He got up about 25 feet, and I think he might have got stuck or he had to back up or something. But I was asked to take the military Hummer that Mickey bought. Big ass, black, military-sized Hummer. I'm talking, this thing is wide. This thing takes up the whole friggin' lane on the highway, man. Holy shit. So I'm sitting in it, trying to get used to it in the morning before I take it. I take it first thing in the morning. And going over all the controls. And it's got a 6 CD changer in it. I knew that, so I bought 6 CDs. I loaded all my CDs in. Then I'm looking at this switch here. What's this do? Oh, shit. You can air the frickin' tires up within the vehicle. It's got an onboard compressor that can air the front or the rear tires up. This thing's a beast, man. Holy shit. So I'm about to head out, and I said to Mickey, I said, well, when do you want it back? When should I bring this back? Might be back kind of late. He said, don't worry about it. He said, just take it home. Take it home, bring it in the morning. Oh, that's cool. That's going to be real cool. That was probably better than a raise, I guess. I didn't get a raise for a while, but that was pretty good. So off I go. And I'm driving down the highway. Man, I feel like king of the road. King of the road. I'm flying down there by myself. I meet I know that other sales guy, young guy's there, but the older sales guy, he meets me there. And so I start to pull into the Nutby gate where the gate is. And the gate's already open because McPhail tried to go up the hill and he couldn't make it. So I go there and I said, this thing's going to make it up, no problem at all. I said, oh, okay, because I can't make it up. I said, well, I think I got them both to hop in. And I didn't even put it in 4-low, man. I just kept it whatever, just standard gearing. And this thing just went crushing ice, going through friggin' snow. Everything went up, didn't even friggin' slip all the way to the top of the mountain where the site was. I was leaving I was in the soft mud up there by the shed. I was leaving in big fucking dents in the fucking dirt like this, right? Because the weight of the thing. We get our job done and probably up there a couple hours. I didn't want to finish too early. So I got to go back. I'm headed back, and I noticed, she's getting low on fuel. Now, she's got a 95-liter tank on one side and a 65-liter tank on the other side. I believe it was just gas. From what I can remember, I don't think it was diesel, if memory serves me correct. But I pulled into Stewiacke gas station there. Still there. I think it's a Petro-Canada. So I pulled in there, and there's a bunch of kids around there, and I'm gassing it up. One of the little kids, I don't know, he's like 13, maybe he's 12, 13, comes up to me and goes, where'd you get that? I said, it's a work truck. A work truck? I said, yeah, it's a military Hummer, military spec. I said, it's armor plated underneath. I said, landmines can't fucking blow it up. I said, he goes, why do you get to drive it? I said, because they trust me. This kid's eyes were big as saucers, man. He's like looking this thing over, man. It's funny as hell. Funny as hell. So I make it back to my place. Let's see, where am I? Yeah, I make it back to my place. Probably it's supper time or a bit after supper. It's starting to get dark, but I take Barb, Sam, and Alyssa for a drive in the Hummer. You know, we go for 5-10 minutes, drive around Dartmouth a bit, take them for a drive in it. I know when I was sitting in the driver's seat, of course, I reach across, and Barb was reaching across. we couldn't touch our fingertips. We couldn't touch our fingertips, man. This thing is that damn wide. Man. So they had fun, that. And I think Sam would still remember it, but I don't think Lissa remembers it. But anyway, so I dropped them off, and I thought, old Alley Cat just lives down there on Esdale, off Pleasant Street. I'm gonna go down here, and I'm gonna pick him up. So I go down. I think I called him before. I said, I'm coming down to pick you up. He goes, what do you mean? I'm coming down, pick you up. I'll be out front. I'll honk my horn. I said, loud horn. He comes out. Holy shit. He hops in. I said, okay, man, here's what we're going to do. I said, we're going over to Wayne's on Alfred Street. That's just off of Victoria Road there. We're going over there. I said, we're going to freak him out. And this was like, shit. This had to be like 9 o'clock, 9:15, 9:30, something like that. So we drive over to Wayne's, park out front of his place on Alfred Street. I got the cell phone, of course. Downey's cell phone, probably a fucking StarTAC where you flip it open. Or maybe it was my big brick phone, I don't know. I said, and his wife answers. Alana answers. Wayne around? Wayne's having a nap right now. I said, oh, I'm out front here at your house. Could you wake him up and get him to look out his window and give him the phone there? Oh, yeah. Okay, let's wait 15 seconds or something like that. All of a sudden I hear, holy fuck, you got a Hummer. I said, yeah, I got a Hummer. I said, yeah, come on out. I said, Josh there too. I said, bring him out. I said, I'll take you guys for a spin. We'll go for a spin around town here. Sure enough, they came out, man. I took them for a spin around town. Man. You know what? I would probably buy one of those Hummers. You know, if I had the extra coin. They're not cheap, though. They're not cheap. I hope you got your drink, people. I hope you got your drink. Because that was delicious. But I got to go to Guinness. Cheers. Let's have a look and see. Are we still recording? Oh, yeah, we're still recording. Okay, all I got to do now, grab the old father mug, grab old Guinness, back up here, drop this down, and pop in good old Guinness. Let it go in, let it settle. Yeah. The weather's going to start warming up soon. I don't know when. Tomorrow might hit 13, 14, who knows. But from what I see, it's not going to be a super hot May. It's really not. It's really not going to be a hot May, but I don't know. June should be in the 20s, hopefully. Get some good drives in, rides, Camaro rides and bullet blasts. Be all good. Yep. Let's see where we are. How's life going now, people? How's life going now? I hope it's going good for you. As long as you got your health, that's worth more than money, though, really. Because when you don't have your health, you know what I mean? Money can't buy health. I can guarantee you that. You could have $1 billion and you get stage 4 cancer or whatever. Money's doing nothing for you. So what you want to do is strive for, pray that you have your health, number one, and then anything else that comes after, that's gravy, man. It's all gravy. So that's the way I got to look at it. And that's the way you should look at it too, I guess. I don't know. So where was I? Harley, 4 years. Oh yeah, okay. So we just dropped off at Wayne's house. Bingo bango. Took him for a spin. Okay. Now I gotta say, being at Down East Mobility, they did send me probably 3, 4 times to Schaumburg. I had some good trips to Chicago, and I did like Chicago. It was pretty cool. And I went down to this big National Science Museum. I got to go on this German U-boat they captured, and that was a really weird, eerie feeling walking through that U-boat. I can tell you, man. That stands out in my mind like crazy. That does. Um, I got to eat at some good places there. Ate at Hooters a lot. Um, went into a pub one time with Steve Morrison, the Motorola tech, and of course I had that Harley shirt on, that the one Wayne fought to get me, big logo on it. And I walked into this bar, and the guy said, "You can't wear your colors in here." So what do you mean? He said, "You can't wear your colors in here." I said, "It's just a Harley shirt, man." He said, "Yeah, but it says Dartmouth. It says, it says where you're." I said, he goes, "You got to put your jacket on." Fuck. I had to wear a fucking jacket in that bar. It was hot already. I had to wear a jacket, and I was sweating my ass off, drinking beers like crazy because I was so hot. I think that was their way to get me to drink a lot of beer or something. Oh man. Anyway, but another thing I got to do, they allowed me to rent a vehicle. Down East allowed me to rent a vehicle because I was coming up on the weekend, and then I didn't fly back till Sunday. So to drive up to Milwaukee to go through the engine plant tour, and I went through the Harley Davidson plant where they made the engines, and I got a big ass T-shirt. It must have been an XXX large, man, because my plan was to put it in a shadow box. I put it in a frame, in a big frame, right? So that was cool. Another thing, the funny thing happened at Hooters. I was sitting in there drinking beer, and I'm sitting back. I don't know what was on, hockey game or something. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. The waitresses all looked too good, right? So I was just drinking beer. All of a sudden, the waitress, she had a big jug of beer, and she spilt it on my leg, and she goes, "I'm sorry." I said, "That's all right." She goes, "Well, I'm getting you a beer for that." I said, "Okay, cool." So she got me a nice big tall beer like that. And then about a half hour later, and then another waitress spilled some beer. I don't know, it was on my foot or something. She was rushing to go to a table. She goes, "I'm sorry." She said, "I'll get you a beer." I said, "Okay." She got me a beer. And then one of the waitresses come up and she goes, "You can't stay here all night drinking beer free, you know." I said, "Well, if they keep spilling beer on me," I said, "I'm gonna." I think it might have happened a third time too, man. I was there till about 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock or something like that. That was funny. That was damn funny, man. So I only paid for about 3 beers, and I got about 4 beers free. Bonus. Oh, I know what it was. They asked me to, they had a group coming in, and I had quite a table for 4. And they said, "Could we ask you to move?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "We'll get you a beer for it." I said, "Okay, cool." So I got another beer. Oh, yeah. That was decent. So, there's good parts of the job, there's bad parts of the job. So I'm coming up on 4 years there. 4 years down East Mobility. I'm thinking, man. Yeah, I know I started at a good wage, man. I started at 40K. That's a good wage. Plus on call pay and all that stuff. But I thought 4 years, man. Shouldn't I got like cost of living by now or something? So I go to Danny and I say, listen, man. I said, could you go talk to Mickey? I said, just say, you know, shouldn't he get a raise? He should get a raise because, he's been here 4 years. He goes, I'm not going in to ask him. I'm not going in to ask him. What the fuck? I said, well, you get an appointment for me. I said, I'll go in and ask him. He goes, okay. So he sets up an appointment for me. Old Mickey's sitting at his desk. Bunch of pictures behind him, boxing pictures or whatever. He's sitting there because he was a boxer. Still is a boxer. Once a boxer, always a boxer. So I go and sit down. I say, Mickey, I'm looking for a raise. Been here 4 years. Nothing yet, right? I'm just looking for something, right? He goes, he's thinking about it. He goes, I don't know, but the other guys, they probably need one too. I said, he goes, well, he said, I'll give you $2. So that's $2 an hour. And I'll give Todd $2 an hour. He said, I'm not giving Yui anything. I guess Yui was a little bit slower on the old bench than me and Todd was, right? So, he wasn't giving Yui nothing. So, anyway, I got $2 an hour. What's that work out to? I probably went to, I would say, to 44,000 a year. Probably got a $4,000 raise in 4 years. That's what that worked out to. So 1,000 a year. But I don't know. Come around to 2,000, and they were renovating the shop. They had us out in trailers, and it was fucking boiling hot in there, man. I think Danny's office was in a fucking toilet room or something. I don't know. I think it was in a toilet room or something. It was weird. And I was way down the end with all this and the heat and all these radios I had to fix. And geez, my nephew Daniel was even working there doing stuff. And I'm thinking, weeks are going by. It's fucking hot in there, and the air conditioners aren't keeping up. And I thought, I got to get the fuck out of this place, man. I got to bail. So I go in one morning. I used to get in quite early before the rest of the people. I lit up my computer. I typed it up. I said, this is to inform you that this is my 2-week notice, as I will be terminating my employment here at Down East Mobility. Thank you. And then Danny got into work probably 15 minutes later. He comes down the hallway, looks at me, and he's white as a fucking ghost. I said, I gotta go, man. I gotta go. I just can't stay, man. So then he goes talk to Mickey. So then Mickey, I meet Mickey out in the parking lot. And he comes up to me, goes, that's just Danny. That's how Danny talks, like whatever or something. I don't know. Something Danny said about, I don't know, who they wanted to program radios for Motorola. And Todd was doing it, and I didn't get to do it. Well, I didn't care. I didn't want to do that. Anyway, but he goes, what can I do for you? I want you to stay. Can I give you a car? I said, no. And he had lots of cars, man. He had Corvettes. He had Porsches. He had Escalade. He had Navigator. He had lots of cars. I said, no, man. I said, I got to go. I just got to go. I did my 2 weeks and I left with nothing. With zero prospects and nothing. Just the faith in my own self. That's all I had. And I had my mother, too. Because she kept us afloat. She paid my mortgage. She put food on my table. For half of June, for July, for August, for September. Barb was still working. Barb was still hauling in money too, but we needed that extra to get through. And yeah, it was a little rough. I remember one time, me and Sam. I remember going down to Family Drug. We lived up the hill from Family Drug on Portland Street. And I walked down. I went into that store, and I remember I had my last $5 in my pocket. My last $5. You don't know what it's like, man. Your last $5. But there was another day, me and Sam was walking down. We were just gonna go buy, I don't know, lotto tickets or something. Those little peel things. We did win. Going down by the fence by the school. We're walking down, me and Sam, and all of a sudden I look down. There's a $10 bill smashed up against the freaking fence. Like it dropped from heaven, man. I reached down and grabbed it. Sam, look at this. $10 bill. 10. Right? Thought, oh man, we're in the money. So I bought a couple, maybe 3 or 4 those rip ones, peel ones. Those peel lotto ticket things. Brought them back home. I think I got Sam to peel them. She was peeling. Oh, she got peeled one. She got $100. Holy moly. $100, man. Oh, man. Those were the days, eh? But, it's a rough time, people, but you get through it, right? And you got to do what your heart tells you. And that's what my heart was telling me. Move on. There's something else. Move on. And what else? What else we got here? Yeah, we got that. So, June 15th, 2000, that's when I dropped out of there. Yep, a lot of people said, how the fuck did you do that? Because you didn't get any unemployment insurance. No, they were just writing you off. You quit. They write it right on it. You quit. And that way you get fuck all. You get nothing. You can't go to unemployment insurance. I didn't even bother trying to go there because I knew I wasn't going to get anything. They weren't going to give me nothing. So that's what happened. So what happened, I think it might have been early September. I'll give you a little back history. Kevin Wynot, he was a tech for Philips Mobile Radio, and probably in the good days, like back in the mid 80s to 1992. And he left and he went with the RCMP. Kevin did. But I was at a Christmas party with him. He went to the last Christmas party, the Philips Mobile Radio Christmas party. He went there. So I think it was me and Terry walked up to him. And we said, hey, man, if you ever move up in rank, you move up there in the RCMP, will you ever hire us? And he looked at me and goes, well, if you're any good. If you're any good. Yeah, I was good. I think I was better than good. Anyway, that was kind of weird. So that would have been, 8 years later. I just cold called him there in his office, and I said, listen, I hear you guys are doing the rollout, a massive rollout for the TMRS trunk radio mobile system for Nova Scotia. You got to do all your cars and all that. And if you need a hand, I said, I'm willing to jump on board and help you guys out. He said, okay. He got back to me maybe in a week or something, a couple weeks, a week or something like that. And he said, yeah. He said, he thought I could get on the end of September, but I guess they didn't start till like early October, mid-October. And he said, come in, you're going to be hired as a contractor. So it's like you own your own company. We're hiring you as a contractor, basically. And we'll pay you this much money, which was a pretty good wage, I believe. 26 bucks an hour, 24 bucks an hour or something, like 24 bucks an hour or something like that, plus all the food. So he said, doesn't matter. You go to supper, Um, maybe our guys allowed to spend 40 on their supper. If you want to spend 60 and have a big ass steak, the best steak they got, and whatever, you can spend 60 and we'll still cover it. Okay. So I ate very well on the rollout. I ate really well and I drank lots of beer. And I had a great time with all the people there, people. Yep. Had a great time on that rollout. Uh so what do I got here? What's this say? Mom gave me money to get by. Yes, I had no unemployment. Hire you as a contractor for the rollout. Yeah, and that was it. Yeah, man. And that's just kind of wraps up. We also had on the rollout, was old Marcus Flynn, I guess. Mark Flynn was on the road, man. And man, he was training for boxing, man. He he had already held the was it the welterweight, middleweight championship of Canada. He already held that title, I believe. And he was training. He'd have like one beer with me on the rollout some nights. Like one, I'd have 6 or 7. So I'd go, he's go, I got to train. So he'd be in his room, right? He'd be like shadow boxing, right? For about, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes. He'd be shadow boxing and I'd be drinking beer, just casually, just checking out his fucking moves there, right? Later on, I did get a heavy bag and I sort of mimicked Mark's fucking box, right? Just hitting heavy bags, not other people though. But I did see him fight once at the old forum, and he put a good pounding on the guy there. Yeah, I'm not sure if he won or if he lost by decision. I can't remember that one, but it was a pretty good fight. But yeah, we had some good times on the road. That's for sure. More stories coming up too. Yep, more stories coming up. Anything else I can remember from that rollout? Yeah. Oh, yes, there was. I had a big van. They got me this big ass van, just a rental van, super long van. We're coming back from Cape Breton. I think coming back on a Friday or whatever. And I got to just about the monastery. And as you come down the highway like that, and the access to monastery, it sort of rises like this, rises a bit of a grade. And didn't that damn van grab it just slipped on the ice like that and start going sideways like this? I had all the stock in the back, all these new radios and shit like this. Somehow I got the thing straightened out. Just me by myself in the van. I got the sucker straightened back out. Luckily there was no cars coming, but I mean, I could have easily thrown that right off the friggin' road, man. That thing was not meant to be on the snowy highways, icy highways, skinny little tires on it, and shit like that. That was a dangerous mobile for me to be in. But I made it all through Cape Breton in that thing. I was basically the warehouse of radios, new radios, and all the cabling, the wiring, and all that crap. Yeah, those were the days, my friend. We thought they never end, right? Oh well, we all have our stories. We all have our stories. You know, you guys should start your channel, man. Do your own stories. I bet there'd be some funny stories. There'd be some damn funny stories, and I'd subscribe right away, man. Bang! I'd be right on it, man. Just send me the message that you got a channel up. I'll be on there, man. I'll be on there. So jump on mine if you want it. More the merrier. So if I could get 1,000 subscribers, people, you know what I'd do? I'd use all that money. I'd buy old cars and film all the shit, fix them up, and all that stuff. Oh yeah, we'd have some fun. We'd have real fun. That's for sure. Yeah, you could do more. The more coin you got, the more you can do. You know what I'm saying? But it's been good sitting down with you guys. That's for sure. Having your drink, me drinking my Guinness. What time is it? What time is that? I can't even. Oh, it's just 7:45, people. So if I can process this and get this up, I'll get this up maybe. If there's no glitches, I'll get this sucker up by 8:30 so you guys can watch it. Yeah, man. Yeah, I hope it's going to be nice tomorrow. Go down and watch that old swap meet and film that. I'll post that up for you guys. That'll be pretty neat. Yeah, there'll be like garage signs, old car parts, carburetors, intake manifolds, headers. There'll be everything there, man. I'm sure of it. So I can't wait. But until then, guys, as always, I'd like each and every one of you to stay safe out there. You know what I mean. Thunder Road.